I'm a huge believer that the best way to get into the online space, see success, and actually make the money you deserve is through remote sales, not drop shipping, not Amazon, not affiliate marketing, not all these other ways building businesses that people are going to tell you to do. It starts with the foundation, and that foundation is sales. If you can master this skill can take you to build 7-figure companies, 8-figure companies, live the life that you want, have the freedom, travel. It can be the catalyst to do all these things. But if you don't know how to sell, all these other online ways of making money are not going to work out too well. So in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to get into the online remote sales space so you can start seeing some success and see it quick. Let's go. We are in here. Let's hop in. How to make your first blank in sales. So I've left this line wide open for 3 different reasons. And I want to outline that right here. The first thing is, one of the reasons I came to love this industry in sales is understanding commission and how it works. The amount of money that you can make in sales is unlimited. There's no cap. Versus if you're working a 40-hour job per week and you make $20 an hour, you're going to make $800, right? And so the thing about sales is it's directly proportionate to the amount of income that you bring to that company. So if you bring in $1 million in a year, you're going to make commission on $1 million. If you bring in $5 to $10 million in a year, you're going to make commission on that 5 to 10, and it can go up unlimited. So your results are going to be dependent on the skill and the work that you put in. And I love knowing that the harder I worked, the more I could put focus on what I was doing, the more I could make, and it was in my control. So that's the first reason I've left it blank. It's unlimited. The second reason, I want to be super realistic. I'll pride myself on being like not the guru who is freaking out here just like telling you you're going to make 20K from remote sales, because the truth is reliant on a couple of factors. Number one, nobody can guarantee you anything. There's no guarantees. So if someone was to give you a financial guarantee, truth is they're fake. You should probably run the other direction. It depends on how much time you can put in. If you're working 1 hour a day, you may not be able to make as much as someone who's completely all in, focused on creating more revenue, building their skills, and ultimately being the best they could be. So there's discrepancies there. There's also your skill level. How good are you? If you're not good, you're not going to make the amount of money. And the truth is, and the bottom line truth is, as real as it can get, most of you won't actually do the work or actually commit yourself to it. And it's sad, right? You can see all these people who are in a position they don't like, they're unfulfilled, they're not making the money they think they deserve, and they won't do anything about it. And they complain about it. And they go home and they watch Netflix, they play video games, they don't work on themselves, and they ultimately do nothing. It's sad. And that's the raw case for 90%. And if you want to be in the top 10%, all you got to do is work on yourself and try new things and go out and take some risk, some calculated risk, and you'll see success. So I want to make sure I'm not promising you through remote sales you're going to make any kind of dollar amount, because it's going to be up to you and it's going to be in your hands. And that's the beauty of it. And the final reason is this. I'm a huge believer in what you believe is what is possible. So if you believe that you can make 20 to 30K in a month through sales, then use that number right there. Fill in the number that you think is appropriate and you believe in. If you don't believe you can do it, guess what? You probably aren't going to do it. One thing I know to be true, if you don't believe in it, you're not going to do it. If you think that what I'm telling you is not true right now, or I'm trying to trick you into something or try to get you to take action on something that I don't believe in, then you're not going to do it. And you're not going to make any money, and you're not going to see any success, and you're probably going to be like, oh, sales is a scam, whatever. No one can actually truly say sales is a scam, because this whole world operates off that. But this space of remote and online digital closing and sales. So this is why I've left it blank. You fill in the blank for what you think is possible. I've already told you it's unlimited. If you can see other people doing it, and we can look around, there's people in the industry making 50, 60K a month in sales. If you can see other people doing it, it's possible. And what I would be doing if I'm you, I would work backwards on how it's possible for me. Is it possible by tomorrow for most of us? Absolutely not. It's going to take time. It's going to take work. It's going to take energy. It's going to take coming up against some failure and continuing forward. But if you can do that and you're willing to change your life, you're learning this thing called discipline, and you're trying to get into the game, and you're trying to change your life, I'm just telling you, this is the way to do it. All right, so let's hop in. Okay, so how did sales give me freedom? Okay, so as a kid, man, I'm running around the freaking neighborhood, and I've always been interested in basketball, like sports. And my mom was in the background. She was just feeding into me. She's like, dude, you're an entrepreneur. Son, you're an entrepreneur. Like, and I'm like, I didn't even know what it was. She's like, I'm like, what is an entrepreneur? She tells me, she's like, it's like you're going to build businesses, you're going to build things. And I'm like, oh, okay. And even though I wasn't sure, I started to slowly believe it. And it started to kind of become reality because I started my own lawn care. I would go door to door asking people if they would, let me mow their lawn. This was my first experience trying to actually sell something. We did lemonade stands. We sold socks. We sold these I went on to sell everything. But this was kind of like the catalyst for it. I started to really see the power of sales and what it can do for you. I went on to sell. My uncle had a marketing agency. I went on to start selling some services for him and working with him. Opened up a recording studio. And in the basement, we had a spot in the basement, and I would sell sessions. And what I really learned is this is where I could truly have freedom and make money. A lot of these artists, they would be working at night, and so you could make money not even working all day, but in the night you could work a couple hours, do some deals, get some people in there, and actually start seeing some success. And this is where my mind was blown. I was able to start creating this freedom. And then ultimately, these exact same skills that I'm going to teach you, I transferred into my own business, and now grown my company to 140K in a month, which is amazing. We've done like almost 30K in one day, which is crazy to even talk about. But I did it through sales. And again, I'm talking numbers. Is this possible for you? Absolutely. Will most of you do it? Probably not. Okay. So let's continue forward. I want to start by making sure you understand this industry of sales. There's two main factors. There's a few factors, but I think there's two main factors that I classify as the reason you would be successful. Okay, the opportunity. Is the opportunity you're working in it's a good company? Do they have a good product? Do they have a good service? Do they have leads? And we'll dive into that later. But if the opportunity is not there, you're not going to hit the target that you want to hit. Next, your skill. If you're not skilled enough, if you don't know how to do this process that I'm going to show you of sales, then you're probably not going to actually make the money. And so it's a combination between opportunity, skill, and there's a few others. I lump skill into work ethic, because part of the skill is being disciplined enough to pick up the phone, call people, close people, and do the right work. So I'm lumping those together: opportunity, skill. And if you can have these two things, you're going to see a lot of success. You could be the best closer in the world, and you could be in a bad opportunity and not make any money. And you could be a very bad closer, very bad sales rep, and be in a really good opportunity and make tons of money. We see it all the time. And so this is why both of these factors play a huge role. Now, there's a problem in this industry. A lot of people quit, and it could be for one of these two reasons. They think they have the skill, and they don't. And so they get into an opportunity that's good, but they're blaming it on the opportunity, and ultimately they fall off, or their opportunity is just not good at all. And so these are the two things you need to look for and why these people quit. And another reason would be this. You think you get all excited, you see success, you get started, you make money, and then you get complacent and you don't continue to do the things that got you there. And as you get into the space, you'll probably have moments like this. You'll want to just stop doing the work that got you there. And this is not a space to do that. This is a space that is not passive. I want to be honest with you. There's no such thing as passive income. It's a way to create income that will feed other opportunities and other investments, which could turn into what we know as passive income. But it's not going to money's not just going to come out of nowhere. You're not just going to make it from nothing. And so people quit because they lose their focus, they lose their energy, or they're in a bad opportunity, or they don't have the skill. So this is why. Now, how do you find an opportunity with 6-figure plus potential? And it goes like this. I'll take you through the process. This is the journey of the entrepreneur that I've heard talked about a lot, and I've actually switched it up. So startup, right? That's the first phase. How do you do this? You want to start looking for the basics of sales. You need to know how to actually sell. And so there's amazing references on YouTube. I'm trying to put out as much information on my YouTube, but there's great videos all over the web that you can study and learn from. There's books that you can learn from. There's one by Zig Ziglar, which is amazing, so check that out. But you want to start learning the basics of how to sell. Then you go from startup, you go to skill up. And this skill up comes with drills, training, and actually getting into the field and getting some reps. And so these two can, in my opinion, can be changed, right? You could actually partner up and then skill up, or they're kind of, you can do them at the same time. But if you don't have a position and you don't have a partnership, what you need to do is you need to find people that you can drill with, practice with. We have a community, which I'll tell you about later, that people come into, we practice with them, we drill them, we train them, and that way they have experience, and then we move them to a position. And so this is super important. You got to start somewhere, you get your skills up, and then we go to partner up. And the way you partner and find these opportunities is first you find a niche, because so many people are out there going after the hot industry, the ones that are popular. And what happens is there's not a need for you there. There's not a need. And so you want to find something that there's a need, and if you're a good enough salesperson, you're gonna find a position. The second part is you want to find something in that niche that you're passionate about, that you care about, you believe in, like we talked about, and also you have some knowledge on. So that way you're not starting from zero. When you're trying to sell someone, if you don't believe in it, if you don't know about it, it's going to be really difficult to actually sell. When you partner, you want to look for someone with traffic. Are they running ads? Do they have leads coming in? You don't want to be working with someone that you're trying to do cold outbound. It doesn't work in this space. It works in this space, but it's not going to work for you in this space. You want to find a position that has warm inbound leads so you can find that opportunity that is amazing. The partner should have a high ticket product or service. This could be $2,000, $5,000, $20,000, $30,000, $50,000, and way up. We've seen $150,000 products. And that way, when you make commission and you close a deal, you're making, instead of 10% of $500, which is $50,000, you're making 10% of $50,000 or $10,000. And it's a lot more. You may make $500. And so now it's worth your time, and you can make a couple sales every week and it be really, you can make a lot of money. So high ticket, and then finally a good product or service. You don't want to sell something that's not valuable or it's not actually helping people, because eventually you're not going to be able to make the sale. And that's the truth of it. Now, the next step, we've gone from startup, skill up, partner up. The next step is we got more partner up. I want you to, when you're partnering up and you reach out to people, you're going to find these companies in your space. You're going to reach out to them. And I want you to make your Instagram look good. You can put closer, appointment setter in your profile so they know that this is actually someone who's legit and actually doing this. Reach out to them and let them know that you would like to close for them. Simple as that. Make your page look branded. And you don't have to be a company, but you need to actually look like you're presentable. You don't want to not have a profile picture. And it's almost like an interview. When somebody looks and somebody messages me to close for my company, I want to see like, does this person actually look the part? They actually look like they could do it, or are they just trying to find a position? The next two steps I'm not even going to talk about here. Sell up, scale up. Pretty obvious, but for most of us watching this video, most of you, it's like the baseline here is let's try to like get a position and start making money. Sell up, scale up, it comes after, where you get into like maintenance mode and you start really trying to put a new level of good in, a new level of like production to where you can actually scale up and start making a lot more money, a lot more income, and doing really well. So this is the process, y'all. What I recommend is everybody start as an appointment setter. It's going to be really hard for you to go out here and partner up with a company that is an amazing opportunity and just step in there and be a closer. It's going to be very difficult. And so what I recommend is you find a good company and you go in as an appointment setter. And that way you can actually partner with a good company, and then you can move up through the ranks. And if you're good enough, you will move up very quickly. So what is appointment setting? Now, all these companies as a closer, what they're trying to do is they're trying to get their closer as many appointments on the board as possible. And so an appointment setter, they'll call leads that didn't book a call, or maybe just came in through an email, or maybe came in through, a free training. They'll call these leads and set an appointment with this closer. And so you're not actually closing the deal, but you actually can get commission for setting the appointment for the closer, who then closes the deal. And honestly, appointment setting, if you just can do this, it's one of the most needed skills out there right now. The keys to it are discipline, making the calls, doing the production. And if you can do that, you'll be successful with it. And I think it's the easiest job in the world. It really is. It really is. All you got to do is call people, get to know people, communicate, set them on an appointment if they're interested and they're a good fit. That's why it's good, right? It's good because these companies, they'll get more calls on the board. Their closer will have more opportunity, and ultimately they'll make more money. So closing versus appointment setting, I just said it. The closer's going to close the deal. Appointment setter's going to it's like an assist in basketball. We're going to pass them the ball. Closer's going to score. All right. Closing to me is the best. That's where you want to be. But a lot of times you're going to have to start as an appointment setter. A closer is better because you can make more money, you can make more commission, and you can only just hop on the calls. Calls as, like if it's on your calendar, you hop on. So what are some of the highest paid positions? And what do I want to look for when I'm trying to partner up? So the biggest things are high ticket offers. You see a lot of this in coaching, consulting, business development, personal branding. A lot of people have high ticket offers. That's what you want to look for. Other spaces, real estate. We have one of our people selling tiny homes right now and just killing it, which is an awesome industry. Wholesale real estate. We have somebody doing wholesale real estate and kind of being like a middleman to the company, which is a very good spot as well. High ticket services. Now these differ from like offers. These are like interior design. We have dog training, marketing, and SaaS. So SaaS is software as a service. If somebody's selling a software, these tend to be a little lower ticket, but they tend to be recurring. So if you can get a close on a SaaS product, it may be $297, $500 a month, but they may be paying that every single month, and you can get recurring commission on that product or that service. And then the last part is products like watches, for example. If you can go out and sell watches, you can make a lot of commission and ultimately make a lot of money. So that's pretty much it. That's like the baseline on how this works. And if you're serious about seeing success in remote sales, high ticket sales, you've heard me call it digital closing. We have a few options and resources for you about like working together and helping you. All right. So check out Digital Closer U. There's a link for like an application or an appointment where we can talk and see if it could be a good fit for you. I have a video on that. That's in the bio. What we do in that program is we show you exactly how to sell, how to land a partnership. We connect you with our partnership network. So we either place you or we make sure that you have a position. So the key is we make sure you have a position and that it's winning. We can place you if needed, but the best thing is when you connect yourself with a position and we make sure that you do that. All you got to do is just follow the steps. Everybody's looking for someone that's good. And the key part is getting good. And we also give you like weekly mentorship and drilling. And I hop in there and talk to you as well and make sure you're set. So that's what we do. And that's how we kind of help people in this remote sales space. If like this is not the time for you, I would say go out there and take this training and actually do it. Actually put in the work. Because if you can and you do, you're going to see results and you actually will see success. So other than that, appreciate y'all. Keep going, keep moving. I guarantee you, if you're feeling like you're stuck right now and you don't know which way to go, I can guarantee you that the best option is just to take the next step and keep going and find what feels right. Find what feels authentic to you. And if something doesn't feel authentic, don't do it. Appreciate it. Let's go.